Welcome back to the Mass Music Morning Show. That was the morning mix with DJ Kris, who is now joined with me in the studio today. We have DJ Famous Shamus as well, and Jimmy from the Q. Fellas.
And wait, let me just say, what an excellent morning mix from DJ Kris.
Oh.
Blessed us like he always blesses us.
That's big.
Top
facts.
of the line.
Now I wanna jump down memory lane because I went to school with y'all since elementary school.
Yeah, whole life.
Pretty much the whole life. I went to high school, college with as well. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about some embarrassing school stories because everybody's got them. I'll start it off if you want.
Please do.
Well, the year was like 2006, maybe 7. I don't know. I'm in middle school, right?
Your prime.
Yeah, I'm peaking at this point. And I wake up in the morning. Mind you, I live 2 minutes from the school. Not even. I live about a minute and a half from our middle school.
Yeah, lucky.
So I would roll out of bed, grub whatever, and then slide, just dip. I would run as fast as I could to school, hop fences, whatever. I'd make it there. Now, this particular morning, I woke up rather late, and I didn't know what I was doing. I ended up making some ice cream. I had a bowl of ice cream.
Where is Jane Bow? This is crazy.
I had a bowl of ice cream and some chocolate milk for breakfast. All right, so that's how I started my day. Now after that, I full sprint to school. I make it there on time. I'm feeling good. I got this sugar high like you wouldn't believe. Right, I get to school. I'm fucking gassed up. First period. You know what I'm saying? Somebody starts smoking cigarettes in the bathroom.
Oh, that was...
Smokes the place out. So they take everybody into the gymnasium.
We're like the 6th grade at this point?
Yeah, we're in the 6th grade. We're in the gym, and it stinks because the smell is starting to come into the gym. And I'm starting to smell it. I'm like, I'm not feeling so good. So then we go outside, and we're out in the back of the school. We're all just standing there. And, I'm starting to really feel it. I'm like, this is not good. So I say to my teacher... I think it was Miss Loftus at the time.
Oh, God.
I say, Miss Loftus, I do not feel good at all. She looks at me and she could tell that I was going through. I probably was white as a ghost. So I'm like, all right. She's like, all right, I'm going to bring you to the nurse who's on the other side of the building. So, all right, cool, let's go. I start walking, right? We go to cross the street. I get about 4 feet into the street and just start puking, like just projecting it.
I remember I was there. I was like off to the side. I was this kid.
And then I just kind of dust myself off and keep going. Make it maybe 15 more steps and just yam all over the grass.
It was the talk of the town. Everyone was looking. The whole school was out there just watching them do it.
That was pretty embarrassing. But like looking back on it, I really did it to myself.
Yeah.
What was I thinking? Chocolate milk and some ice cream at 7 in the morning.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. So
that's pretty gross.
Probably the most embarrassing shit I've done.
That's nothing though. I mean, throwing up, everyone gets a little sick now and then.
No, here's the thing: if it's in class, there's maybe the 20 people that see it. This was in front of the whole school, man.
It was. I was gonna say the whole school was there.
And it wasn't it wasn't like a little spit up. I like projectiled that shit.
That's nice.
Very embarrassing.
Did anyone yell, "We got a puke"?
They definitely did.
Yeah,
we got chirped
chirped
100%.
Hard body, yeah.
Speaking of getting chirped, I'll tell mine.
Let's hear it.
A lot of people who know me personally know this tale. I mean, I've told it many a times, many different ways, but here's how the story goes. So, boom, I'm in my math class, 11th grade in high school, and I forget who's that buff teacher. I forget his name. Remember, he used to get to school like 5 a.m. and do like bear crawls on the track.
Oh, the fucking
He was a
Mr.
savage.
Pfeiffer.
Mr. Pfeiffer. I was in Mr. Pfeiffer's class, just shooting the breeze with him, chatting it up because he was a good dude. And I'm like, oh snap, the bell rang. I have to be like in gym. Like we're about to start doing the lap right now. You know what I mean? I gotta be changed and down there.
Pfeiffer was on the 4th floor, if I remember.
4th floor. So I scurried on out of there. You know what I mean? I'm like, word, let me get downstairs. Obviously, you can't run in school. And I was like,
you're in a rush.
Kid. So I was like, I wasn't running. Hit the stairs though, and I'm shuffling. I'm going down those things. Boom. First set of stairs, good. Boom. Second set of stairs, good. And I go to turn, and I look. And I see a group of people, not the best group of people in the world, you know what I mean? And I started thinking, I'm saying, I was getting self-conscious. I'm like, oh, they're going to roast me because they're going to, make fun of me for walking so fast or whatever. I'm overthinking as always. And as I'm doing this, I go to like take the first step, one foot and the other foot just like crossed up. And I had some momentum. Mind you,
You were going in.
I was going pretty quickly. I'm a large man, and I'm at the top of the stairs.
Oh, shit.
I'm no physics major or anything like that, but I knew I was fucked instantly. I literally, like, you know when you fall and like you roll down the stairs?
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. Like I tripped and like instead of like hitting any of the stairs, I went all the way down until I like hit the deck.
Oh, that is a tough way to
Bro,
go
it
out.
hurt so bad. And I'm like dead on the ground, just looking up like, it was worst feeling in the world because I'm late, I'm dirty,
Yeah, you're hurt,
I'm
yeah.
hurt. I look up and there's like 6 kids there just pointing and laughing in my face like, oh my dude, did you see that dude? He fucking fell. And I'm there. I remember I cursed them in that moment.
That's awful.
I don't know much witchcraft, but whatever I did know, I hexed all of them. I was like, I'll remember your faces for as long as I live. All of you will be repaid for this moment.
Did you get injured?
Not really. My soul. I mean, as you can, I still remember each millisecond of that like it was yesterday. So they're definitely a bit traumatized.
Oh yeah.
But now I never look at a set of stairs the same way.
Falling down a
Take your time.
staircase is terrifying.
I would have rathered rolled down the stairs instead of just fly down and hit the
Wow.
deck.
That's awful.
It was horrible. But it was also hilarious as fuck. Like
I was gonna say no offense, if I put myself in the shoes of someone who's just walking to class and some kid
just yeets himself down.
comes flying down the stairs and lands right at your feet, I'd lose my shit. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, it was pretty awful, bro.
Obviously I'd help you up, but I'd be.
Oh, no one
cheesing.
helped me up.
Nobody helped you.
And what's one of the few people that I did recognize, it was my dude Michael Moretti, who we went to school with forever. He was like, Shamus, dude, what's good?
took a gnarly tumble, kid.
But that was it. No one helped me or anything. I just suffered alone.
Oh,
So
man.
that was it. I don't know if Versace, if you have
Can you
any
top
other
that, James?
embarrassing stories. I don't think anyone can top that though. It was pretty horrible.
Well, I have a bit one, and it's really unfortunate.
Oh god.
And I learned a hard lesson. And so let me bring it back to 5th grade. Go over to my friend's house at the time, and this is at the time he's no longer my friend. He's known as these days as the South Shore Scammer.
Oh god.
Those, if you know, you know.
DC, we call him.
Absolute. I was gonna call him a scallywag. But
So I'm over his house, and this is like, what 2007. You go on the computer, and after ordering like $600, air quotes, and like actually ordering it, but we picked out $600 of like WWE merch, and this guy was just telling me like, yeah, I'm gonna use my mom's credit card, and we're gonna get all this stuff, and like, so I'm getting like every T-shirt imaginable. Like I'm in a really good mood, whatever. So I'm on his computer after that, and I cook up something on Google Paint.
you made a meme.
I made a meme before memes were memes. So I make a green background, and then I go on the internet, and then I get a picture of our principal at the time at Point Upster Middle School. I take that picture, I put it in the paint, and then I kind of make some doodles on it. It's definitely inappropriate, definitely not nice. A few talk bubbles,
Speech bubbles.
speech bubbles that had the phrases, along the lines of "I eat farts" and just a lot of profanity, a lot of inappropriate stuff.
Some peak middle school shit.
Yeah. Of course, not thinking at the time, decided to put it on MySpace.
Classic.
Thought it was hilarious. Got a few comments, few likes, whatever. This is in 5th grade. I didn't think anything of it. Go to the school another 3 years. Completely forgot about it. I think at this point I erased it. I had gotten some common knowledge, but yeah, so I erased it, and I didn't think anything of it for the next 3 years. Entering 8th grade, I had moved like a little bit out of district in Quincy, just like a tag, like 10 feet, and now I technically have to go to Sterling because I live a little bit closer to Sterling.
Different school.
But I'm like, nah, man, I've been to Point Webster for 3 years. Like, you guys are my best friends in the world. I have to go finish my 8th grade at Point Webster. So my mom calls a meeting with the principal, and we get a note in the mail saying, hey, like, sorry, you're out of district, you can't do it. Me and my mom too, like, seeing how upset I was, really like drove out home the fact of like how much this means to me, whatever. Oh, so you know what I get? I get a meeting. I'm like, oh, here we go. We're gonna get me.
You gotta plead your case.
Yeah, here we go. Like a week before school starts, I'm like, I'm going back to Point, baby.
And you got your mom backing you up.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we head out to the school and it's great. I'm like, here we go. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk some things out, and I'm gonna be here every day. I get a ride. Don't worry, I'll be at school. What happens though is a sit down meeting, and what's given to my mom is a folder. And in this folder is 4 images downloaded from MySpace. The meme I made of the principal with all those profanity and all that stuff on it, and a few other things along the lines of like an edited picture of like myself posing, and it's like pimp card and like, you know, the edits back into MySpace.
Classic MySpace. Yeah.
And of course I had like a few pictures of me in a Kevin Garnett jersey, like doing the peace sign but having it close to my chest, and they thought it was I was gang affiliated. So they were definitely off for those images, but the image of Mr. Aguirre, the principal,
name drop over
of the principal was there, and basically he went on to say like, hey, like we knew about this the entire time you were at the school. I never treated you any different.
That's kind of a real one for that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely kind of learned my lesson too. But then he's like, I didn't treat you any different, and like we knew about this, and like, yeah, you're a little bit out of district, and like it really came down to it. I talked to Mr. Bogan, and we're not going to allow you to come back to pull-ups for 8th grade year. And I started bawling my eyes out because my mom's now crying. I'm crying. Like
she was probably more embarrassed.
She was
like,
so disappointed, ashamed, and like I'm like, damn, like I really fucked up my 8th grade year because of a mistake I made in 5th grade.
Yeah.
But it all worked out for the best. But it was really, really embarrassing. Like, why did you have to call the meeting? Just stick with your no. But I think as I grew up and what I learned from it is, I can see why he called the meeting, because it definitely was
he probably didn't
an embarrassing moment.
He knew you didn't know that he knew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. He
held that card until he had to play it, and he played it.
Oh yeah.
That's some gangster shit.
Honestly, shout out Mr. McGuire, the principal.
Yeah, no. Honestly, it's all love. It's all love. But
he's a good dude.
Very embarrassing moment.
I was student of the month every year at Point Webster, so I had a different experience.
Damn, son. The funniest part about that is James. We were friends back in middle school, and he moved. So I'm like, oh, like, damn, that was my man's. I didn't know any of that background until like a few years ago.
I was gonna say until we were in college, and he told us.
I lost my shit. When
that was fucking hilarious. I remember at the time too, we were all playing football, and we were beefing heavy with the Elks. It was the team in West Quincy where they go to Sterling, and Versace was playing for the Point Panthers for us. So he was playing football with us, and then we'd have to go to school
with all the scrams.
With all the West Quincy kids, and would just get tormented.
I got the news like a week before school started, and like Sterling's reputation at the time was like, oh, it's a bad school full of bad kids, and like I was gonna get eaten alive and stuff like that. I ended up taking over that school within a few months with how cool I was, but and it worked out, and I was actually just happy I ended up going to school. But yeah, man, it was really embarrassing. And
you probably pull up first day. What happened? I got expelled from Point. Like what? Oh man, Kris, you got any embarrassing school stories?
Sure. So let's take it back to 5th grade. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing a group project with a good buddy of mine. And the project is, based on like the Spanish-American War or something like that. Mm-hmm. And we had to build this the scene. So I was geeked up because we built a catapult, and
sick.
We had a castle and like all that type of shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like we were gonna let off the catapult in class.
Oh.
And I remember that was the big deal for us. You know what I'm saying? We were like, yo, wait till they see this catapult.
Right, they're gonna lose their shit
over the weekend. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be nuts. We had little clay figures. People was gonna get messed up.
Yeah.
The catapult, like the rock, was bigger than like everybody, and it was gonna be amazing. So we built this amazing diorama, man. It was definitely gonna get us an A. So we were geeked up to get to class and do the presentation.
You must have been hyped too, because like when you do a group project or any sort of like school project that everybody else is working on a similar thing, and you're like, yo, mine is like I'm about to be the top of the class.
It's gonna be nuts.
You got that feeling, hell
bro.
Yeah.
There was water in our shit and everything. Like there was like a lake
like a
and
moat
a moat,
type?
And all type of shit, man. Boom. So we get to the day of the presentation, right?
Mm-hmm.
and we're making the presentation. And we load up the catapult, and it's time to let it rip. So we let the catapult rip. It flies through the castle, and it flies like out of the diorama, like way over to the edge, and I just immediately start geeking. Right? And while I'm in the process of geeking, man, I'm rolling. I'm talking about I'm laughing hard. Yeah. I ripped the most intense fart in front of the whole class. It's so loud.
Wow.
Right? And the whole class erupts in laughter.
Yeah.
And the teacher over there, he's trying to keep it together.
That's bad.
But he's
funny.
laughing too, and he's like, everybody stop laughing at Kris, and it makes him geek even more.
Man.
Oh man.
Yo.
At this point, the whole class is laughing, and I'm standing there, right? And I'm starting to, you know what I mean? Like everything else is coming after, you know what I mean? It's kind of stanking in there.
Oh man.
Yo, and the class is geeking so hard.
Yeah.
Right?
Can't reel them back in.
Teachers from the other classrooms that were around us are now like peeping their head in the door.
Like, what's going on in there?
And the teacher's in the corner holding his gut. I'm talking about he's completely lost it.
Yeah.
And these other teachers are just looking. The whole class is in an eruptive laughter. And
Wow.
that has to have been one of the most embarrassing times of my life. Having everybody, including the teacher,
And the other
laughing
teacher.
at me, and I thought my project was gonna be the illest shit.
It was the shit. No
Eventually-
pun intended.
Hey man, look, you know everything was overshadowed by that fart, man.
I'm gonna say you got an A, right?
I mean, I can't remember what I got on the
Probably
the
a
tab,
grade.
Here's the
Just
thing, though.
experience.
I will say it to this day, and probably till the end of time. Farts will always be funny.
Yeah, I had an experience the first grade with our boy Ivan.
Oh God.
Dude, where it's like the reading time where they have you like sit on the carpet and the teacher reads to you and shit. And I was chilling next to Rari and I just fucking like ripped ass. But the way I was sitting, it like amplified it, so it just sounded so loud. And everyone got up and ran away except for Ivan. And so me being quick, I was like, ew, Ivan, and I ran away from him. And he was like, what? Like he knew he didn't do it. But he basically got the
pinned it on him.
the end of the stick. Another thing actually that I had forgotten about. So I know a lot of, times people get embarrassed in school is when you're doing like your presentations and shit.
Yeah.
And this one was actually at UMass. I used to be like, in the business school, there's a lot of like intelligent people there. So, it was kind of scary at times when you had to like get up in front of all these people and like speak, especially on your projects and shit. And I remember there was this one class and I was thinking, I was like, I don't know why, but like I have a special like confidence. Like I'm good, you know what I mean? Like my group, I forget what the project was, but like we were doing a pretty good job and everything. I knew we were going to kill the presentation. You know what I mean? We were straight. One of the kids though that was in my group, he had a couple of classes where he had to dip for like an extended period of time because he was on some show on like NBC or ABC. Like, he was an actor. Yeah, but was also in the business school with me. Good dude and everything. So I'm like, this kid's in our group. We're gonna be like A-okay. Like he's an actor on TV. You know what I mean? Like that's the most confidence you can have. We get up there. I was cracking a few jokes, you know what I mean? Like we were having a good time and everything. And that kid, he's over there, and I noticed he's just like sweating. And I was like, oh, maybe, like, I was like, and you know me, I'm the first, if anyone's gonna sweat in a room, it is me. And I was like, it's kind of chilly in here, if anything.
Yeah.
Like, word to each their own. I can't judge, if anything. And he's just like sweating, and I'm noticing, I'm like, yo, like, what is good with this dude? And I'm like presenting, and like I'm talking to the audience, the classroom, and I keep looking over at him, and I'm like, this sweat is getting like,
He was
profusely bad.
Uh-oh.
And it's getting to the point, bro, where his shirt, like he had like a dress shirt on, it was like damp in areas. Like there were like he had been like sprinting like on a track.
It was
Like,
that
he
bad?
was sweating, bro. And I'm looking at him, I'm like mystified. Mind you, the whole classroom, instead of paying attention to like what we're saying, they're just staring at him.
He's going through
Because
it.
they're like, what is happening to my boy over there? And I'm looking at him like, dog, like this is crazy. And it gets to the point, bro, his whole back, like the whole shirt is just sweat through.
Oh.
Not a big dude, he's a pretty skinny guy, you know what I'm
Just
saying?
nervous Nelly.
And he was like, at one point, he interrupts the presentation, was like, oh, and just to let you know, he's like, I have no idea what's happening to myself right now. Everyone just starts geeking. The teacher's looking at him like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why are you like this?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, does he have some type of fucking disease?
Could have a condition.
That we know. You know, this is before COVID, but I'm even like, yo, should I be fucking even around
Take a
this
couple
motherfucker
steps
right
away,
now?
yeah.
Bro, I've never, imagine that, like getting up in front of a room full of people and sweating like you've never sweat in your entire life.
Must have
through
had
all
a
of your
brownie or
clothes.
something before.
Dog,
You know
I don't know what it
I'm
was, but it was the most insane thing I've ever seen. And from now on, ever since then, I've been like, there's no way I can embarrass myself more than that person did. Like,
You know-
I'll always
yo.
be good in every setting.
I'm surprised your UMass story didn't involve an egg.
Oh yeah, I did crack an egg over my head, but that wasn't embarrassing.
I
was
forgot
more
all
so
about
for the
that. That was
culture.
hilarious.
I did crack an egg over my head. The
I
peer
think
pressure
when
is
it comes to
crazy.
classes, you brought up a good point, like standing up in front of the class.
horrible.
I would get nervous like from time to time. I think the first like maybe 10 seconds of it, I still get like butterfly. Anytime you speak in
Yeah.
public. But for me, I think it really comes down to like the topic at hand.
Yeah,
because
that's
if I'm
true.
talking about something that I know, it's not a problem at all. But if I'm in a
Yeah.
class where I kind of didn't, I probably could have studied a little more, and then I'm like, all right, here we go. We got to just do this project presentation.
Oh, that's the
I
worst.
do get the butterflies, and the worst thing about it is if you're doing your thing and your voice cracks.
You want to hear even worse
Oh,
than that?
that's awful.
I went into my biology class my sophomore year of high school. Miss Krieger, shout out to her. And I was like, I had my presentation somewhat ready, but I just didn't want to do it this day. So I was like, boom, I'm going to walk into class with the crazy raspy voice that I was faking. And
Yeah,
I was like, oh, like I'm sick.
I can't do it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, well, the schedule doesn't work, so you're just going to have to do it.
Oh,
So I had to get up in front of the
no.
class and do the presentation with the fake voice that I had given myself, because I can't just miraculously be fine right now. I got to sell, you know what I mean? I got to sell at home. So I went up there with like this fake raspy voice. It was like, oh, this is Shamus. Like, how are you? Nice to
Apologize.
meet you. Yeah, just embarrassed myself in the fucking process just
That
to
is
prove a point.
hilarious. Oh
You know,
my
the
goodness.
list goes on. I could fucking be up here for the rest of my life just telling all these
Oh
stories.
yeah, that's the thing. I touched upon a middle school memory. I'm not even gonna get into high school. High school was a whole nother beast of just embarrassments.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But yeah, man, if you guys out there have any hilarious, embarrassing stories, please let us know. We would definitely love to hear them. But until